Hey guys, it's Christina with Read.Pray.Disney. Welcome back. So, to stroller or not to stroller? Let's talk about that today. So, if you haven't watched my other two videos, please go back and do so. This is the third one in this three-part mini-series. The first two covered what I carry in the parks and what our park bags look like. So this one's about the stroller. And it's seeming to be like a controversial issue, whether or not you should have your kid in a stroller. So our first year that we went, my daughter was 4, and she was like 4 in the 6th month, so she's, in December, she was going to turn 5 and we went in the summer. So I went back and forth, I don't know how many times, whether or not I should do it. Because by the time she turned 4, I didn't have a stroller. So I decided to go for it. And what we did was we rented a stroller from Kingdom Strollers. They delivered straight to your hotel room, to the hotel rather. And they leave it at the bellhop. And then you just go down, pick it up, tell them, and you leave it with the bellhop when you're ready for your trip to be over. And they come back and pick it up. And they provided the stroller, a rain cover, and a little like cooler bag that you keep stuff in. So we rented a City Mini from the Kingdom Strollers, and my daughter, at the time, she was about 38 pounds. She's a little string bean of a thing, but she's about 38 pounds. And so we got one that was relative to her size. But I was apprehensive because one, it was our first year going, and then do people steal stuff? So our experience was, no, they don't. And everybody has a stroller at Disney World. You walk about 10 to 18 miles. I know one day we did 10, another day we did 12, another day we did 18 miles walking around these parks. That's a lot of walking. Now, granted, you're in lines a lot of the times, and there is some stopping, but it's still a lot of walking around. And for my 4-year-old in the Florida sun, I didn't want to have to deal with, Mommy, I'm tired, Daddy, carry me. No. So we got the stroller, and I'm so happy that we did. And I will do it again and again. Right now, we did it last year, this past summer, when they opened it back up after the shutdown. We went 3 weeks after they opened up. Best time ever. We rented another stroller, and I will do it again. We're going again this summer. This time I bought a stroller, so you'll see that here in a few minutes. But yes, I would get a stroller. Walt Disney World, they have these stroller parking areas that you park your stroller, and leave all your stuff. You take whatever valuables you want to take with you. But we had, at that point, a lot of times we had some gifts thrown in there, down at the bottom of the stroller. No one touched any of our stuff. We've left fans and water bottles. You just leave it, you leave it parked with all the 50 other million strollers. So you definitely want something that's going to identify your stroller, that you can quickly get to it. But it came in handy for my kid, but then also for storage. After a while, you don't want to carry your backpack, or you don't want to carry your water bottle, and your kid wants to walk, so you throw it in there. Or if you're on the rides, pack everything down and just let it sit in the stroller. If you're going to the restaurant, you can't take it necessarily. Some of them we could take it in, but most of them we had to leave them outside. And it was perfectly fine. I would do it over and over and over again. But more than anything, it's the ease of not having to having your kid sit there or walk around. And not that my kid would whine, but any kid would whine being in the Florida sun after 5 hours of walking around. And, you think, hey, they're powerful. Like, my kid's young and strong. You got this. It's Disney World, and it's overwhelming. It's a lot. It's a lot of fun, but it's hot. It's overwhelming. It's joyous. Just get the stroller, okay? Get the stroller. I will say this also. Disney parks, they do rent strollers, but they're hard plastic strollers, and they just don't look comfortable. So if anything, bring your own, or go with Kingdom Strollers. I will say also that I saw a lot of people with umbrella strollers, like those little like $20 ones that you kind of they have that, they fold up and they look like an umbrella. Go for that if you want to. What I very much appreciate about our other stroller, the City Minis, is that they had the cover, and the sun the kid's not sitting in the sun all day. Even the Disney World strollers have the cover. So let's go outside and take a look at the stroller that we got. Okay. So here's the City Mini. Okay, I'm in my garage, as you can tell. So this is the stroller we used. Not the exact one, but its cousin, I guess, that we used in a park. So what you can see here is we hung our, I hung this bag, it had sanitizer, or it had baby wipes here. And then on the inside, there's, on the other side, there's a sanitizer, we put sanitizer wipes there. Here's the brake. So you have it, and then you just flip it up. I'm trying to hold this steady. Like that. So it's a quick, easy brake. And again, this one's been in the garage. So has the window, which you can see through here. Okay. And the pouch that you can put like your drinks or something that you're carrying right away. Like we often put our Starbucks cups for in the morning, or coffee cups. Now, right now it's laid down, but you push, I need 2 hands to do it, but you would pull this and it would sit up. But we also kept our water bottles hanging off of the handle, this handle thing. Now, when they're all full, it does get a little heavy. So my daughter's, her water bottle usually stayed at the bottom of the basket, only because it was quick reach for her. But you see that big deep basket? Gosh, that came in handy, especially if we're at the parks. Obviously we're at the parks, but keeping extra space to keep things that you buy, bags that you don't necessarily want to carry, you tend to accumulate quite a bit when you're in the park. But this is all the way laid down, okay? And my daughter laid, oftentimes, especially when it got hotter, she would lay in it, okay? But that's the City Mini. Okay, and it was very easy to handle, very easy to maneuver and move around. So strongly, strongly suggested.